They said that the wolves were gone forever, but they were wrong. The wolves came back last winter, and one spoke to me. My name is Kelly Kaufman. I'm half Native American. My mom's side of the family has always been friends with wolves, but my dad's side of the family are ranchers. So am I, and we're not fond of anything that can hurt our herds. My job's to take care of the calves. When I heard howling, I thought it was coyotes, and I got worried.
Easy there, easy.
But that sound coming out of the woods was weird.
Wait here. I'll go chase those coyotes away. I'll keep an eye on you.
I had to check it out. I didn't know what it was. That's where this whole story started.
Dad, Mom!
Hey, atta girl. Found her.
Looks like you've seen a ghost.
Did you hear it?
What?
The wolf howling, I saw it.
You saw a wolf?
It was bigger than a coyote.
But it could have been a dog.
No, this one moved different, real smooth.
Calhoun, there haven't been wolves out here since your great-great-grandfather's day.
No, man, I talked to Henderson yesterday. There's rumors about a pack come down across the border. That's just great.
I'm sure it was a wolf.
Hay crop was rotten. This is about the worst winter I can remember, and now the wolf is at the door.
Listen, it's almost dark. How about some hot chocolate? Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
See, they're out there.
Friends, I know that some of you are worried about the return of an old enemy. We've all heard that wolves have been spotted in the area. Today we have a visitor, Abigail Baker. She's a scientist and she's here tracking wolves. She'd like to know if you've heard or seen them. I encourage you to get the facts and then listen to your conscience before you act.
Hi, Abby Baker. This might answer some questions for you.
Thank you.
I didn't need no lecture from no bleeding heart expert to tell me how to run my stock. I say we lay out the poison bait before the government has anything to say about it.
And wind up killing off every dog in the county?
I don't know, Jerry. I mean, maybe we should listen to that lady. I mean, how much of a threat to the stock are wolves really?
What kind of question's that? They're wolves.
Callie says she's seen a wolf.
I'll show her a wolf. Ah!
Get lost.
Well, excuse me.
She probably felt sorry for it.
Yeah, she's sort of a lone wolf herself. Well, your buddy won't be around for long.
Yeah, Billy found some old traps in his dad's barn.
Bye-bye, Wolfie.
What's that all about? You okay?
Yep.
it's hard for you, us living out here at the end of the road and all that. Guess you don't have a chance to socialize with the other kids much.
I'm glad we live out here. I don't want anything to do with them.
Ah, come on. Billy and Jeb used to be your best buddies.
Yeah, back when I helped them win calf roping contests.
And now you feel thrown over for little Miss Pink.
JR's always been my best friend. Aren't you, boy?
Honey, I'm gonna tell you something. Boys get a little stupid around that age. But sometimes you gotta try to get along, even if they make it hard for you. Ain't that right, Yoda? What do you know?
I'm gonna bring Geronimo in to give him another lesson.
Well, you got that horse stepping mighty pretty already. Careful, though, huh? This wolf talk's got me a little spooked.
I'll be careful.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, hello. You probably wonder what I'm doing.
Oh.
My name's Abby.
Callie Kaufman.
Best way to find a wolf is to howl for them.
How come?
Well, 'cause they're great at hiding from people.
I heard one 2 days ago. Then I saw it.
You saw a wolf? Can you describe it?
Well, it had long legs and big feet. Held its head down different than a dog. And moved different, too.
Perfect description. You saw a wolf. Can you tell me where?
I could show you. You can ride JR here. He's a real good horse. I'll ride Geronimo. He's a pain, but I'm breaking him.
Nice horse you got here.
You can ride.
State Barrel Racing Champ, 1974.
All right.
Look, look.
Yeah, we got lots of deer. We are right at the edge of a national park.
I know, which means if wolves are here, they'll be less likely to go after cattle and sheep. They'd much rather eat their natural food.
That's why you were at church yesterday.
Yeah, I want to help folks understand wolves so we can bring them back.
Bring them back?
A couple hundred years ago, you could hear the cry of the wolf from coast to coast. Then ranchers and farmers got the government to call war on wolves, and they were totally killed off in every state except Minnesota and Alaska. I want to educate folks, tell them livestock can live with wolves. If we can find people who listen, they'll spread the word.
Look, tracks.
Yeah, lots of them.
There's the one I saw the other day. It's missing a toe.
Probably lost it in a trap. That's what they're up against.
They're a lot bigger than a dog's track.
Yeah, they're big and wide for stability.
Like snowshoes.
Yeah, their feet are great for weather like this. The temperature of a wolf's foot pad is just above freezing, so it can walk in the ice and the snow. They're close. Let's leave the horses here.
Hey, I happen to like my horses.
Oh, don't worry. You see those ravens? That could be where our pack is. And they probably have a kill. You're Native American, right?
Yeah.
Well, the people who lived here first believed that the wolves and ravens were friends. They do help each other. The birds spot the prey, and then they stick around for the leftovers. Look. Wow. We usually get rumors come around down the border, but not a whole pack. This is great. Wow. They're sighting in 50 years in this region. Believe it.
They're big.
Yeah, they look even bigger now because they got their winter coat on.
So how big are they really?
Well, a timber wolf is about the size of a German shepherd. They weigh 80 to 100 pounds, and they come in lots of colors. Their fur varies from white to tan and gray to black.
There's one I saw the other day. It's harder to see because it's a lighter color.
I think your wolf is a female. She could be pregnant. It's the right time of the year for it. No, she's not. Strange, she looks like an alpha.
Alpha?
You know what I said about the lone wolf being chased off by a leader? The leader is the dominant one. There's usually a dominant male and female in a pack, and only this pair will have the pups. The rest of the pack is submissive.
Submissive?
Wimpy. Wolves are always acting out rituals that keep their social order. Each wolf has a totally individual personality, but their survival depends on how well they get along.
Like cow?
Well, the mating rule is to keep the population down so there's enough food to go around. And when they hunt together, each wolf seems to know exactly what to do and when, because they go after prey much bigger than themselves. They have to communicate.
How do they do it?
A wolf howls to find his pack or to say, "This is my territory, you keep out." And since they have such a keen sense of smell, they also use scent. The scent marking is to let young wolves know where the pack's boundaries are. It also tells wolves from other packs to stay away so they don't have to fight over territory. The most important way wolves seem to communicate, though, is through body position and facial expression. Wolves' faces are marked in a way that makes their features stand out, especially their eyes.
Those eyes look hungry. What do they eat?
All the big game around here. When they're hard up for food, they catch mice and rabbits. But they'd rather catch big animals, because then they don't have to hunt so much. Wolves can easily trot 20 miles on a hunt and run at speeds up to 30 miles per hour during the chase. And young females are often a bit faster than males, so they can be the best hunters.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, it's not unusual for a female to be the leader of the pack.
That's great.
Back when there was lots of large wild prey like moose and buffalo, the wolves had no problem finding food. But when the settlers killed off the large wild game, the wolf had to change. It was either starve or eat the sheep and cattle that the settlers had brought along.
So they do eat stock.
When their natural food is gone, yeah. But that's only part of the reason that settlers hated the wolf.
Why'd they hate him so much?
Well, that's a hard question, because as far as anyone knows, wolves have never killed anyone in North America. Grizzlies have killed people, yet we make them out to be friendly old Yoki or Smokey the Bear. Wolf hatred's hard to figure. Back when men hunted to survive, the wolf was respected for his smarts and skill. The ones who hung around the campfire eventually became our familiar friends, the dogs. But when people stopped hunting and began raising sheep and cattle, the wolf became the bad guy. Fairy tales are full of wicked wolves. Superstitions like werewolves made wolves out to be evil. But when you really study them, you find out that wolves have the best traits of people. I'm always amazed by how friendly a pack seems. They're always playing tag or playing tricks on each other. It's really wonderful to watch wolves with pups. They really enjoy them, and the whole pack takes care of them.
Like daycare.
Yep. Healthy wolves will feed old and sick wolves, too. A successful wolf pack is an amazing example of social harmony. They're such powerful hunters, yet they rarely fight to hurt each other. They do their rituals instead. Maybe that's part of the reason I admire them so much.
They seem to get along better than we do.
Exactly.
That's an awesome sound. I wonder what they're saying.
One thing they are saying is it's almost sunset. This is so exciting. I forgot the time. You better go.
Why is it every time we take a horse to the vet, we have to visit your mother?
'Cause it's the only time we get within 50 miles of the reservation, unless it's a holiday.
Listen, it says here that wolves can go a week without food.
Where'd you get that?
An expert.
With that lady from the church?
Yeah, she met her in the woods.
Listen, hon, you know, sometimes people from the city come with really good intentions, but they don't really know what it's like tending stock.
She's not from the city. She grew up on a ranch. She said that wolves almost never attack stock when there's plenty of game around. That's what the books say, too.
Well, we are right next to the national park. Plenty of elk and deer for them to eat. As a matter of fact, we'll be lucky if Grandma's still around when we get there. I've heard that wolves love to eat grandmothers.
Dad!
Oh, what beautiful eyes you have, my dear. Oh, yeah. Sure, look at this delicious-looking arm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh, yeah. And a tasty little nose. There's this good little pose. Yes, yes.
Tots, baby!
Tots, baby.
Boy, are we glad to see you.
Matt.
He's stuck on wolves eating grandmothers.
And mother-in-laws, too. You two come on in out of the cold. And you bring your strong arms out back with me. Okay, puppy, let's go in the house.
I heard you were having problems with the cowboys.
It's their problem.
Good for you. Your mother told me that a wolf called on you.
Not just a wolf, a whole pack.
My grandfather, back in his days, the wolf was one of the 4 great powers in the heavens. Cunning was the power of the wolf. He had to work with his brothers. But I was telling you about your great-great-grandfather. He was raised in the old ways. Raven walks has special powers. This time, I'm remembering I was about your age, and I was out practicing my dancing in my old style clothes when I saw something coming out of the forest. It was Grandfather, and he was carrying something. At first, I thought it was a small dog, but when he got close, I could tell it was a wolf pup. And this little pup was hurt, like she got her foot caught in a trap. Grandfather said the little wolf is very important. She's the last wolf to live in the place that was our people's. This troubled my grandfather because he believed that every creature has power. The wolf protected the old ways, and that pup was the last. Grandfather worked his healing on the young wolf and told me I could take care of her. She lost a toe, but her foot got better. A year later, that pup was all grown up. She and Grandfather became good friends. He called her Makwai. That means big mouth. Good name for a wolf, huh? This year, when Grandfather went out to the sacred place in the forest, he took Makwai with him. That wolf followed Grandfather everywhere. That day, though I wasn't supposed to, I decided to follow them into the forest. When I finally got there, I hid and waited to see what they'd do. The wolf watched closely as Grandfather rolled something out of his bundle. It was the skin that a wolf elder had given our people when he died. As I watched, Makwai went up to the skin as if she recognized her ancestor. Then, as Grandfather made a blessing, wolves began to howl. Makwai was quiet until Grandfather put on the skin and started singing a song I'd never heard before. The song made me sleepy, and pretty soon I closed my eyes. I don't know how long I slept, but when I woke up, Grandfather had turned into a wolf, and it scared me so much that I screamed and ran away. Later, when Grandfather came out of the forest, he came alone. Everybody asked him, "Raven walks, what happened to McQuay?" And he said, something scared her. After that, the deer started getting scarce, and the people didn't get along as good as they used to. The spirit of the wolf was gone. Now McQuay is back, and it's about time too. People can use a lesson in working together instead of just for themselves. Thanks for coming to spend some time with an old lady.
Aw.
Sometimes there's pups that are half wolf and half dog. But in those pups, the wolf is always stronger. The wolf spoke to you for a reason.
Thank you.
Bye, it was a good story. Love you. Love you too.
Yippee-ki-yay, get along, little doggy. You know that Wyoming will be yours. We're in the Sam Hill.
I understand your concern, but you just can't go out and shoot them. And for one thing, it's illegal. And you don't even know if they did it or not.
Somebody want to tell me what's going on around here?
One of the Walker boys' calves got killed, Matt. Sorry, ma'am, but none of us can afford to lose stock.
Is it possible it could have been a pack of wild dogs?
Sure it is.
And coyotes pull down weak calves, too.
Whose side are you folks on?
Whichever side has its facts straight.
That's right. And my daughter says you've been telling her that wolves aren't as big a threat to livestock as we think. So maybe we should at least listen to what she's got to say.
This is the first pack to return to this area in 50 years. We're going to want to put radio collars on them. If you have any problems with your cattle, we'll find the wolves by radio, catch them, put them back in the wilderness. And if you still lose a calf, there's a restitution fund.
To pay us back for any stock lost. I could live with that.
Looks like the little lady's got them boys cowed already.
What this town needs are the Mystery Avengers. Come.
Well, I'm not saying that the wolves won't attack stock if they're starving, but they're not a threat if they're managed right. I mean, what with the national park right there, there's plenty of natural prey.
So where do we find these big, bad wolves?
I saw some tracks out around Hidden Valley.
Why should we listen to some city slicker try and tell us how to raise our stock?
I'm not so sure she is a city slicker, Jerry.
No, I'm not. In fact, I grew up in a place a lot like this, on the edge of wilderness. I somehow came to believe that wild things had as much of a right to be here as we do. In fact, before we got here, the wolves had an important job of cutting back the sick and the weak and keeping large game in balance with their food supply. In a way, you could say that they managed stock, too.
She has a point there.
The wolves were here first.
I don't suppose we can expect no wolf to turn into no vegetarian. As long as they stick to wild game, I don't have no quarrel with them.
He's more like you than you know. He's smart, he's resourceful, he's a survivor. He deserves a second chance.
Looky here, one of them's missing a toe.
Hey, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Dang it! Geez, Billy, get it started.
I'm trying.
I'm gonna go get a big stick or something.
Holy cow. She won't hurt you.
easy for you to say. You're on a horse.
She's more afraid of you than you are of her.
Then why is it so close?
I'm not sure. What's wrong with this thing?
You're sure it won't attack?
Of course.
Jesus. Wild looking. It looks like it's saying something.
Maybe she is. Thanks, McQuay.
What was wrong with it?
Huh?
The engine. What was wrong with it?
Loose fuel line.
Kaufman, you're all right. And I'm sorry I called you a lone wolf.
All that. It's the nicest thing anybody's ever called me.
Yeah, Billy and Jeb were pretty nice to me after that. I never saw my great-grandfather's wolf friend again. But sometimes, around twilight, I hear one wolf howling. I like to think it's McQuay.